Joining us now is America's psychiatrist, Dr. Carol Lieberman. Thank you so much for your time. There's more and more drama coming out of the Diddy trial. A federal judge gave the defence and prosecution in Sean Diddy Combs' trial a pretty stern warning, noting that there were people violating the court's sealing order and revealing information about a private proceeding. And this comes after the jury was shown videos of alleged freak-offs. What more can you tell us?
Well, yes, this trial has been really somewhat out of control from the beginning, between what is being presented in at trial and the extreme behaviors, shall we say, of P. Diddy, and then the people who were testifying, talking about all kinds of sexual and violent and very things that people don't don't generally hear about in their daily life. I mean, freak offs, for example. What was particularly interesting recently, the some of the latest uh, challenges, is that the judge decided to remove one of the jurors who was a black man from the Bronx who had given different descriptions of where he lived. One was the Bronx would have been appropriate in terms of fitting into where that court has authority, the Southern Court in New York. But he also then mentioned that he sometimes lived with his girlfriend in New Jersey, and it wasn't really clear how much time he spent in each place, and which one was really his home. And it seemed like he had kind of lied, lied about where he lived in order to get to be a juror. And that obviously there's a lot of questions with that, because why did he want to be a juror? Did he want to particularly make sure that things went well for P. Diddy, or what was the purpose? Or was, of course, people like to be on famous trial juries because of sometimes afterwards they get a chance to write a book or all kinds
Right.
of and get interviewed and so on. But the kind of the ironic part of it is that they replaced him with the first alternate, who was a man in his mid 50s who lived in Westchester, a white man. And so, of course, P. Diddy's attorneys were saying, no, this isn't fair. That's not a juror of his peers, and so on. But the judge really didn't, take that well, I'm sure he took it into consideration, but he didn't find that enough to
Mm.
be a reason to, you know, call a mistrial. So that's really sort of the question that's left. Is it going to be, are the defense attorneys going to try to get a mistrial, or are they going to, do they feel that with what has been presented so far, that P. Diddy would be acquitted? And then they wouldn't want a mistrial because, it would probably be retried. And
Mm.
so then should just be happy with what they have.
Thank you for bringing us up to speed. I want to talk to you about R. Kelly, disgraced singer R. Kelly, who's currently serving a 30-year sentence for federal racketeering and sex trafficking convictions, was hospitalised after he overdosed in prison. Now, his attorney claims that prison staff administered a dangerously high dose of his medication, potentially leading to the overdose. And we know that he normally takes medication for anxiety and sleep medication as well. Is that right?
Yes. This is sort of an interesting story as well, sort of a mystery, um, because there's more to it. Before this happened, this overdose, his attorneys had been trying to get him changed to a different prison because they're saying that there is a plot to kill him. And they spoke with one of the prisoners who actually gave a declaration and said yes, that the prison, somebody from the prison staff had asked him to be involved in a plot to kill R. Kelly. And so then after that, that's when this overdose happened. And so, of course, the attorneys are trying to make the connection by saying, well, yes, they want to kill him. They want to give him an overdose to kill him so that we don't explore what this plot really was.
Okay. Now, Justin Bieber, he shared the breakdown of a friendship on his Instagram account. Now, the singer posted screenshots of text messages between himself and a friend where he declared the friendship is officially over. He also said asking a traumatised person not to be traumatised is simply mean. This also comes amid concerns around Justin Bieber's well-being. What did you make of the fallout?
Yes, well, this is just, we're seeing him disintegrate before our eyes, and it's really very sad. He has been having odd behavior for months now. And it's in my opinion, it is because of the P Diddy trial. Because there are reports, it seems to be true that we know that Justin Bieber was allowed to be alone with P Diddy. Well, when he was first getting into music, and he was with him, and P Diddy said something about, oh, he's a teenage boy, and he's about to have uh, like the weekend of his life, doing all kinds of things. And so there's enough implication, enough reports that that P Diddy may have exposed Justin Bieber to some sexual abuse or some kind of sexual activities that scarred him, that traumatized him. And so when this case, Diddy's case came, as it got closer and closer to the trial, Justin Bieber has been just falling apart
Mm.
because it's bringing up the memories of whatever that trauma was related to P Diddy. And so now this latest thing of where he ends a friendship with a friend, online, uh, is just sort of the next. I mean, he's very what he's very agitated. He's
Mm.
very, he's already in an agitated state because of the trial. And so he just, is easily angered towards this friend. I mean, if the trial hadn't been going on, if this had been before the trial, he wouldn't have reacted so strongly and so quickly.
Yeah, it's interesting and very sad to watch him struggle and struggle so publicly. But America's psychiatrist, Dr. Carol Lieberman, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour.